Yo, yo, I think we're live. I'm over here um, in Guangdong province, China, aka Hong Kong. Thought I'd give you guys a little update since nobody updates or streams. I don't know. I wasn't really political the last few months because I was how would you say? What do you call when you get somebody that's yeah, how's it going? He's friendly here. Everybody's fucking pissed. But the chicks are all freaky. They're really nice. Yeah, it's weird. My friend told me on the mainland that Chinese girls really want to do threesomes now. I guess we're missing out. Yeah, long story short, can't get into Hey Noan. Yeah, somebody's tuning in. Just having a hell of a time getting in. Fucking, the consulate put up all this shit about the APEC card being able to be used to enter China without a visa. And the LA consulate, which I sent like all my paperwork, applied for, a exploratory visa with a invitation letter. And then they sent everything back with an email saying that you're an APEC member. You don't need a visa. Just go. So I just went. I fucking came here and it denied me at the border. And now I'm trying to apply for go back to applying for a visa. And they're just fucking making me jump through all these hoops. Like, nothing's open. There's all these news stories about China opening up and all this shit. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. Unless you're working for a big corporation or you're a teacher, but anybody else, small business wise, can't get in. And I'll tell you why. So, you're trying to apply for the M visa, exploratory visa, to go look at factories, right? But, obviously you're not just like looking at one, you're looking at multiple, trying to find who's got the best quality and the best prices and all that, and just personality, however you base your business off of. And so like, you're applying for this visa and you need an invitation letter, which pretty much everybody can write one. You got to make sure it's, done right. There's templates for it and whatnot. But then they want a fucking copy of the company's business license, which, okay, for one thing, you're a stranger to them. They don't know you. You don't know them, and you're asking them for a fucking copy of their business license. I laughed at the consulate people. I'm like, you guys aren't very smart. You're slowly like so many people I know, their factories are all shutting down. Um, of course, the ones that are, you know, dependent on small business. Like who the like? Okay, I told him like, give me a copy of your passport. And she's like, no, I don't know you. Exactly. These companies don't know me. I could be a fucking scam artist trying to sell invitation letters and shit online for fucking people trying to enter China, like unlawfully. And pretty much all the companies I talk to, they're all willing to write me letters. But then as soon as I ask for a copy of their business license, they just ghost. They stop fucking talking to me. It's so crazy. And a lot of them, unfortunately, are only registered locally. They're not registered with the Ministry of Finance. Um, so, or they're just under the table, of course, like a lot of Chinese businesses are. But the tax code and the IRS form of Beijing is definitely growing. I mean, tax like now they just drive around, pull people over, and tell them they owe tax. The government shut down their businesses. Like all of our businesses pretty much got shut down. My brother went from spending 30,000 a night in the clubs, buying yachts and supercars, to basically eating fucking cup of noodles, dude. Like it's pretty sad. Um, I guess that's opportunity for us, but of course for the things that I want to do, EPA and all that, just make it impossible. And a lot of the raw materials are coming from China anyway, so you might as well be sending, ready goods rather than raw materials. So yeah, it just doesn't make any sense. It sucks, but I'm just trying to keep positive out here in Hong Kong, even though I've never really been a huge fan. I've done a few days here, but never like 3 weeks. But the mountains are great. There's surprisingly enough, like quite a bit of wildlife, birds, and saw a porcupine the other day, and lots of wild pigs and stuff, which on the mainland you don't see because everybody eats them straight up. They're like protected here. It's fucking pretty funny. But yeah, just hiking over to the surf spot now instead of taking the bus. Figured I would just hike it over the mountain because I don't know what else to do. Try not to, make my body too toxic with salty food and alcohol, which Cantonese are very well known for. And I was doing the first week I was here just eating shit, spending most nights in the bathroom, sleeping there, and drinking a lot with the people I was meeting. But kind of the last couple of weeks, been just trying to stay positive because I know I'm pretty much probably gonna go home empty-handed after spending like $5,000 here, 5 or 6 thousand on the ticket, the hotel, food, transportation. But it was hilarious. I went to the border, like the fourth day I was here. I went to the border after I cleared the quarantine, which they dropped the fucking 3-day quarantine, the Hong Kong quarantine, the day I left, the day I got out of quarantine. Yeah, I need to do some Hail Marys here, or go find my voodoo doll that somebody's poking. But so I went to the border, which was interesting. I went to Shenzhen. I was fucking basically in China, like I was there. You could see the buildings. I was there at the border control. Once and you enter the room, you gotta do a test, PCR test prior to 48 hours, same shit, and then they give you a PCR test right when you get out of your taxi or the bus, and then they take you into the hall, the immigration hall. One side of the room, Hong Kongers, Hong Kong immigration police or whatever, border police, just in their uniforms with a mask. The other side is fucking crazy China, which they all have the hazmat suits, fucking just squeezing into their eyeball with the fucking face shield and all that, and you could see all the condensation behind the mask or behind the shield because they're just fucking in this bubble sealed up, and they're just pricks, and then they're fucking coming around spraying, with the big motorized spray machine thing. And how long can you remain in limbo in HK before they boot you back to America? I think we can stay here for 60 days. And it's great. Hong Kong is great. Remind me, I'll come back to my story. Hong Kong is great for you, Asian culture, especially Japanese culture lovers. Mongkok has just huge, extensive malls of like, you know, fucking toys and playing cards. I was looking for Pokemon cards for my son, and there's just like it's just mainland China has the same shit, but here it's definitely more jappy. And I mean it's jappy over there. My friends send me videos all the time on the mainland of like girls on this train and full anime. But here it's very much just a norm. Lots of Japanese restaurant chains. I almost shit myself yesterday hiking because I ate one of those like cutlet chicken pork cutlet restaurants, with the cutlet curry and the fucking that stuff. And oh my god, that shit always just makes me fucking like feel like I'm gonna fucking die. But yeah, it's great here for shopping and all that, and the prices here are very competitive. Inflation here, besides Western goods, hasn't really like Western side, like hasn't really because most of the other shit's made in China. So a lot of the prices here are very fair. And the hotels are very competitive right now too because there's no tourism. So I'm staying in a place that I remember before was like 150, 160 bucks a night for about 70 or $80. And it's a decent spot, you know? Um, yeah, dude. I mean, HK's awesome. Like girls are friendly, dudes pretty much suck. Well, nobody's friendly just like walking on the street. But when you get to those places like been hanging out at the beaches, the surf and kind of cruise beaches, and a lot of friendly people, a lot of friendly Cantonese. Been getting fucked up with them, going out to Tai Kwu, whatever the fuck the TGC, what is it? Whatever, the big party area. Not this weekend, but the last 2 weekends that we did it pretty hard. Even during the week, I met up with a couple of these guys and met a lot of hot chicks and cool dudes. Fucking like banging girl, like the fucking girls here are so. I actually fucking live chatted with Matt the other day, or maybe it was 2 weeks ago already. And I was like, even he was tripping out because man, the girls here are just so hot. Like Cantonese, Chinese, Japanese, white. It's like Hawaii. It's basically like Hawaii, but women are wearing like business attire and are much more fashionable because it's a fashionista place. And there's just a lot of dudes that are really into arts and Western culture. So there's like a lot of galleries, and I was kind of checking out some galleries Friday. And yeah, dude, it's good vibes. I don't know. I just feel kind of like locked in here because it's like the size of it's like Tokyo Island. You know what I mean? It's not that big. Um, but yeah, nice hikes and the beaches and shit. Anyway, yeah, Shenzhen. One side was kind of well. First, go back Hong Kong. I know all you guys support the Hong Kongers and the protesters, and I'm hanging out with all these people that participate in the protests. But it's like they're fucking idiots. Like they're all like so against. They're just like they don't question the Western's motives, and they only question like China's motives. Which I'm like, dude, if you look at history, well, obviously not the bad shit that Mao kind of did, but at least their foreign policies and all that, which technically Hong Kong would be under foreign policies of the U.S. Have been terrible. Where China hasn't really had any like bad foreign policies. It's mostly just economic, right? They're not like bombing the fuck out of people or doing, racial shit. And I know, yeah, whatever. I could be wrong. I'm not an expert exactly. I've just had lots of conversations and did lots of listening and watching. So, but the Hong Kongers here aren't really standing up to all these like mandates. You still have to wear a fucking mask outside, and like people are like constantly bugging you, and even these people I'm talking to are like, "Hey, mate, put on your mask." I'm like, "Fuck a mask, dude! Outside? Are you fucking serious, dude?" Like, yeah, cover your nose. And then the fucking oh, you only have 2 vaccines? I'm like, yeah, but most of my friends don't even have any. They don't have any? And then the fucking app, you gotta scan this stupid app everywhere you go. Like every fucking where you go, you gotta scan in, dude. And so, I don't know, dude. The Hong Kongers, I love them. It's like, the fucking mask thing is just kind of ridiculous. Hey, oh. Yeah, back home, nobody gives a shit, right? I mean, it's fucking like piss off with all that crap. So, yeah, it's very strange. Um, I don't know how I feel about it, but obviously, this isn't my home. I just need to follow the rules, but I fucking hate the mask. Just like most of you. Like I didn't even wear one for like fucking months. Unless I was going to like the dentist or something. Come here, you gotta fucking wear it everywhere. So that's why the beach, the mountains is a good place because there's no police. And the police are fucking pricks here. And they're not even like Beijing. They're like fucking full on Hong Kongers. I don't know, dude. It doesn't make any sense here. The world's not making any sense. Um, and the Chinese, the crazy, fucking so many Beijing people here because they don't really have anywhere they can really go. Hard to get back home. Limited immigration for nationals. So like I feel like a lot of them come here. And it's just God. There's like go surfing and just all like everywhere else I go, the Beijingers are all like put you very low. They kind of like respect you. I think they just want to see your cock, but they just like there's not a lot of respect there. But I go surfing, and just like get the fuck out of my way. Like they can't even swim. I'm like, yo, dude, bro, you can't even fucking swim, and you're trying to surf. Like you're putting the cart in front of the horse. You're putting the bread in front of the filling. Like unbelievable. Like yeah, status. But the girls obviously I don't do that to the ladies. And I've met some pretty cute, hot Beijing girls. Like I met one hiking. I was hiking barefoot, and she was with like her mom. I ended up like hiking with them for like an hour, just talking. And she wants to come visit Hawaii. I mean, I just tell her like I'm married, but I'm always down to have more kids. No, but, guess her name, of course, right? Fucking Susie. No, it wasn't Susie. It was like Carol, of course, Carol. But super, super hot. I think it's all plastic though. I don't know. Like she's hiking, but like a lot of the Chinese girls are just like so weak. Like they have no muscle. The lay flat generation. I'm sure you've heard about it. It's just everybody's like lay flat. They don't work. They just lay down and look at their phone. Where these Cantonese girls are like, they got some tone, they got some bodies. They're more like local girls back home in Hawaii, tan skin, and all that. Just, I got a group of Beijing people right behind me. I can hear them. Yeah, but I've been having fun with them because I can kind of, I can kind of pose like a, Mandarin, and they get all scared, especially when you swear. Oh, tell you the story about I whipped out my dick at the ATM because I have a Chinese bank account that has some money in there, and I'm kind of running low on funds out here. So I was like, let's see, I can probably have access to my bank out there in like 3 years. So I go to the ATM and fucking trying to figure it out because some systems are different than others, most. So I'm fucking doing the thing, and there's three. I'm pretty sure they're Beijing behind me, and they're just like, oh, like I'm taking so long. So I'm just like, fuck you, Chowny ma, Chowny ma B, go fuck your mother. And then they just keep talking shit about me. They say something Magro, which is American or American, Magrin, American, and like I just fucking turn around and fucking whip out my cock. And the one dude like laughs at his friend because he must have a small dick, you know what I mean? And they're just so like they all just turn. The one dude's laughing, his face is not flushed, and the other dudes are totally red, like getting all flushed. It's hilarious. That was the only thing I could think of at the time. I was so pissed, just trying to figure out the goddamn ATM, check out my balance. What else? What else? Oh yeah, the border, of course. So yeah, one side, like I said, Hong Kong police. The other side is Chinese authorities. All hazmat it up, and then they just go around spraying. They have this motorized backpack with the shit. And they just spray people, dude. They just go and spray people, and the dudes were being fucking so rude to like people, like which Chinese people are rude. And Donald, once again, you're always talking about how the Chinese government's bad. It's the people that are good and need saving. I'm starting to beg to differ. Something is telling me the government isn't a sweetheart. I mean, I don't think they're any different than most governments, but it's really the people that are participating in these human rights because the attitude of people just to like walk over their brother and not really help anybody, the every man for himself mentality is very real. And I think we should definitely consider that when we're thinking about like, when we say those types of things about no, the people are good, it's the government's bad. I don't know. The government for all these things have really put up policy, but haven't really made these rules, like the lockdowns in Shanghai and all these crazy fucking things you see in these other cities right now with their lockdowns. That's not coming from Beijing. You know what I mean? That's like Beijing just says, like, if you don't fix it, you're all fired. It's really the local authorities that are, you know, doing doing the evil shit. And if it's like whatever these issues in the past, a lot of it I think comes down to the more municipalities, which, like I said, in my experience right now, there's definitely like the head and the tail don't really communicate. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of like the APEC thing. I came here under the impression I was going to be able to enter in under an APEC card, which is written on all the fucking consulates around the world. That now you can get visa-free travel. On the American consulate, Chinese consulate, it says the same thing. I came here and they fucking wouldn't let me in. So, kind of communication problem there. Hold on. Yeah, people can hear that beach down there. Yeah, I think our hike's almost done. But yeah, so there's not much communication. It's kind of like chaos when it comes to administration. Um, yeah, so these dudes were just like fucking pushing old people out of the way. Me and this kind of thick New Jersey Chinese dude who hasn't been back in 3 years, coming back to visit and bring, money, obviously, probably. He's helping me basically push back this barrier because these dudes are like making all these fucking old people fall on their heads, and they're just treating people really rude. They treat me really bad. They made me wait 3 hours. They're just calling me names, stupid American, fucking monkeypox, faggot, all this kind of shit like that. Wouldn't call me any manager or anything like that. Just made me wait. They were in full control. Go back to America. Go back home. Go back to Hong Kong. You cannot come to China. It's like, fuck you, dude. Anyway. Yeah, that's about it. This dude creeping up on me. Well, you go to the beach. Yeah, I guess I can show you guys the beach over here real quick before I finish this up. Sorry, then 21 minutes. Yeah, I should keep these short. What else? Um, I don't know. It's just as crazy here as the mainland. I mean, just people have a little more respect, a little more courtesy from the British ruling, but then it's not really like, I mean, subtle differences, but there's still just so many fucking mainlanders here that you can't really get away from all the random chaos. Well, beach is right on there. I'm just gonna cut you guys off. I'll send you guys pictures. All right, I'll see you guys. Bye.